Take him! Take him!
Serena, a devoted mother of 2 young children, had finally tucked them into bed after another long, draining day. Hoping for a brief moment of quiet, she sank onto the couch and turned on the television, ready to unwind. But that small slice of peace was shattered almost immediately when an unseen force decided to make its presence known, unleashing a terrifying string of supernatural disturbances that turned her evening into a living nightmare. It began with unsettling noises echoing from somewhere downstairs, loud enough to wake her daughter in fright, while her son somehow continued sleeping, undisturbed. Serena's initial annoyance quickly turned into a deep sense of dread. Gathering her courage, she led her daughter down the stairs to see what could possibly be causing the racket. What they found was pure chaos. Chairs were being thrown and dragged violently around a hidden room, moved by something neither of them could see. The air felt charged with an invisible fury, leaving Serena and her daughter frozen with fear. That night, they huddled together, unable to sleep, haunted by the chilling realization that something malevolent had invaded their home. What do you make of this terrifying encounter? Share your thoughts in the comments below. On the quiet outskirts of Chile's bustling capital lies an abandoned house that's remained untouched for years. Locals know all too well why no one dares to enter, though outsiders often remain unaware until they hear its grim history. Decades ago, a family of 3 met a violent end within those walls, murdered by a ruthless gang. Ever since, the property has been shrouded in a dark reputation, whispered to be truly haunted. Inside, doors slam shut seemingly of their own accord, and objects are hurled violently from shelves as if by unseen hands. The air itself feels charged with a hostile, malevolent energy. From eerie poltergeist activity to unsettling, unexplained movements, this forsaken house is a chilling display of classic hauntings taken to an extreme. For those who question the home's reputation as one of Chile's most haunted places, witnessing these terrifying occurrences firsthand often leaves little room for doubt. After all, in places where violent tragedies have unfolded, It's said that vengeful spirits are doomed to remain restless, angry, and impossible to ignore. A TikTok creator named 𝐬𝐮𝐫𝐞 recently posted a truly spine-tingling video captured inside a hospital's emergency ward. After witnessing this unsettling footage, it's easy to see why anyone trying to rest or recover there would struggle to find peace amid such eerie disturbances. Thankfully, nobody was physically harmed during the strange incident, but what unfolds next pushes the fear to another level. Imagine watching as a solid hospital chair inexplicably glides across the room from one end to the other, seemingly propelled by an invisible hand. Some might suggest it was just a draft, especially since the curtains in the room sway slightly. Yet, could a simple gust of air really move something as weighty as a hospital chair and make it stop with unsettling precision at a specific spot? The exactness of its halt hints at something far darker than mere wind.
I haven't found nothing in this place.
Oh shit. Oh shit, take him! Take him!
Thousands of viewers flocked to the comments on Jay's post, convinced they were witnessing undeniable proof of ghostly forces or an active haunting. But what do you think about this chilling clip? Feel free to share your own theories below. And if you're fascinated by ghost sightings and unexplained happenings, be sure to follow Jay on TikTok for even more chilling glimpses into the paranormal. A woman was sent by a realtor to clean what seemed like a perfectly normal home. Curiously, this wasn't her first time there. She'd been dispatched to tidy up after several different tenants who had all moved out abruptly. The realtor offered only a vague explanation. For some unknown reason, no one ever stayed long, but he never shared what truly drove them away. One late night, as she cleaned the now vacant house in eerie silence, she was about to discover the terrifying secret for herself.
Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque la gente no dura rentando. Rompe el contrato por una u otra cosa y tuvimos que venirla a limpiar el día de hoy porque ya mañana se van a mover. Se las quiero enseñar. Lo raro es que dice el realtor que no dura la gente. Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque rompe el contrato a la gente. Ay, no mames. Ya es noche. Estoy sola. Chingados, estoy. No hay nada. Esta pinche casa la han rentado un chingo de veces. Y no sé por qué rompe el contrato la gente. Ay, no, déjenme regresar, sí, porque me dio cosas a la pinche puerta.
While dusting near a hallway, she froze in disbelief as a door slowly creaked open on its own. The corridor lay empty, and the crushing silence made the moment even more chilling. Determined to finish her work despite the fear tightening in her chest, she continued slowly toward a pitch-black room at the end of the hall, a place where an unseen presence seemed to wait.
¿Te imaginas? Para que la gente rompa el contrato acá, es porque de plano no aguantan a vivir aquí. Y ahorita les voy a enseñar lo demás para allá. Déjenme prender la luz. ¿Dónde está la luz acá? Chica. Ahí está. Ok, ahorita les voy a enseñar. Esta es una recámara. Se está poniendo ahorita tenso. Entonces, el Señor dice que ya van varias familias que rompen el contrato.
Before long, the heavy quiet was broken by faint, unexplained noises drifting through the house. Gripped by both fear and curiosity, she decided to trace the sounds, unaware she was heading straight towards something truly horrifying.
Iba a dejar grabando, pero la neta ya me está dando cosa. Se Escucha el ruido para acá. No sé qué sea. Escuché mucho ruido. Yo creo que me voy a tener que ir.
As she neared the darkened room, her eyes adjusted just enough to reveal a disturbing sight. A shadowy figure crouched in the corner, barely visible yet undeniably real. Terror surged through her body, and instinct screamed for her to run. But before she could flee, she hesitated for a single, dreadful heartbeat.
Tengo que ir a apagar la luz de ella porque se está poniendo ya. Ay, no. Creo que voy a regresar mañana mejor. Yo me voy a la chica. Esa pinche luz, la de acá la tengo que apagar.
In that instant, another door abruptly swung open on its own, as if urging her to leave. That final scare shattered any lingering doubt. She bolted from the house without looking back. After that night, she finally understood why every tenant had packed up and left so quickly. The property felt deeply haunted, its new residents seemingly kept in the dark about the malevolent forces inside. What do you think? Could this house truly be cursed? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Bruno and his wife, Soraya, were finally enjoying what should have been a rare, peaceful evening at home. With their 3 energetic kids away at camp with the local scout troop, the usually chaotic house felt strangely still. Soraya idly spun their son's toy skateboard on the dining table, while Bruno scrolled endlessly through streaming options, his well-known indecisiveness making the simple task of choosing a horror movie surprisingly difficult. Just as Bruno was about to settle on a film, something deeply unsettling happened right before their eyes.
¡Bruno! ¡Bruno! Se movió la silla.
¿Leal?
Sí.
Era Jorge.
Tipo, es de arquitecta.
Era Jorge.
Without warning, the room erupted in violent, unexplained movement that made Soraya jump back in shock. Panicked, she called out to Bruno, desperately hoping he might somehow stop whatever force had invaded their quiet night. But Bruno could only stand frozen, as transfixed and terrified as she was, completely powerless against the unseen entity wreaking havoc around them. To this day, the true nature of what haunted them remains unknown, and since no more details have surfaced, we're left to wonder what other horrors might have played out in that dark, silent house after the cameras stopped rolling. This unsettling footage was captured by a lone security guard working the night shift at a seemingly quiet corporate complex. At exactly 2:15 a.m., his radio crackled to life with an urgent call from the CCTV operator. An unidentified figure had been spotted lingering outside. Ordered to investigate without delay, the guard cautiously made his way toward the location, only to find nothing but an eerie, deserted space awaiting him. As the guard slowly edged closer, he paused and peered over a low wall, his gaze seemingly locked on something hidden from the camera's view. Then, without warning, a jolt of sheer terror rippled through him. He ducked abruptly behind the wall, desperately trying to shield himself from whatever had just triggered his fear. Moments later, viewers saw something deeply disturbing, a pair of pale, disembodied legs darting across the far edge of the property. What made the scene even more spine-chilling was the figure's apparent origin. It had emerged straight from the pitch-black waters of a nearby lake. This left behind a haunting question. What kind of entity would rise from the depths of a dark lake in the dead of night? Gripped by panic, the guard abandoned his patrol immediately and hurried back inside for safety. Had it merely been a trespasser or an ordinary passerby, his reaction would likely have been far calmer. Instead, the sheer terror etched on his face hints at something far more unearthly, a presence that may have crawled from the lake's murky depths. As with so many eerie sightings captured on camera, this terrifying mystery remains unsolved, fueling speculation about what truly lurks in the shadows.